Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com. The long-awaited trial in the murder of a Victoria woman begins today in Matagorda County. A timeline of events that's just ahead. And you won't see any city buses on the street today. The reason? That's coming up. Plus, what a judge is saying about a mistaken deportation of a Maryland father.
And I'm sure you've noticed it's a bit chilly out there this morning thanks to a front that came this weekend. That's going to bring us lots more very nice and bit warm weather, lots of sunshine as well. And then we also have some chilly mornings. All of that in the weather coming up.
The American Junior Golf Association held one of their tournaments here in Victoria. Coming up in sports, we'll hear from their champions.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and happy Monday. It's International Beaver Day, which we've been discussing all morning.
That's right, we got a question of the day.
But it's also Community Garden Week, and I'm reminded we have a community garden over at the Dr. Petty Dotson Public Health Center.
Definitely.
I'm not sure if it's picked through, but you've got quite a green thumb yourself, Parker.
That's right, I do. And actually this last weekend I planted myself some more seeds, and actually I recommend y'all do the same because we've got a hefty amount of sunshine coming our way over the next several days. What about rain chances? Well, we'll look at that later because this morning, if you're tuning in with us, I'm sure you've noticed it's a bit cold out there this morning. We were at 41 starting out the day in Victoria. Why are we so chilly? Because last week we started out the day in the 70s. Well, we had a cold front that came through on Saturday. I'm sure you heard me talking about it all week last week. That came through on Saturday, and now we're all starting out the day in the chilly low and mid 40s. And if you thought we were cold, here's North Texas. It is in the low near freezing, and so actually it is freezing in some parts of the Panhandle right now. 34 reported in Amarillo, 33 in Lubbock, and 36 along the Red River and in Wichita Falls. But down here in the Crossroads, we're all starting out the day in the low 40s. Some of us in the upper 30s as well, and some also in the mid and upper 40s as well. But that's pretty chilly to me. Today, I want to know if that's chilly to you. So that leads me to today's weather poll. Today, I ask you, how are you dressing for the chilly mornings? And it looks like more of y'all are starting to wake up. 9% of y'all are saying you've got just a t-shirt on. It's not that cold. 27% of y'all are saying you've got long sleeves on. No jacket though. 64% majority are saying you've got a light jacket on, which is what I had this morning. But thank y'all for voting on today's weather poll. For future weather polls, go to crossroadstoday.com/vote-weather, and I will always read those answers on Sunrise. But in my opinion, it is chilly this morning, so go ahead and grab that jacket. But if you're not a fan of this chilly weather, we've got lots of sunshine coming our way actually over the next several days, because look at that satellite. We've got clear as a glass, crystal clear skies all across Texas, and all that coming over the mountains right now, that is coming our way. Clear skies, lots of sunshine. So if you're sending your kiddos out the door this morning, or if you are, make sure you grab that jacket like I said, because it's going to be cool, but it's going to be a beautiful afternoon. Look at those details coming up next.
A long-awaited murder trial is set to begin today in Matagorda County. The case dates back to 2021 and has faced several setbacks. Here's a timeline of events since the murder of Amanda Johnson. On April 16, 2021, Johnson was reported missing from Victoria. The next day, she was found murdered in a burned vehicle on a rural Matagorda County road. The suspect in her case, Fernando Colin Acosta Jr., was indicted on June 21, 2021. A judge denied his request for a bond reduction a few weeks later in July. Several trial dates were reset, including in November 2023, February 2024, and May 2024. Now the trial is expected to start today with jury selection, and we take a closer look now at the reasons for the prolonged legal process. Amanda Johnson was a mother of 2 children and a beloved member of the fitness community in Victoria. Her body was found in a charred vehicle in Matagorda County in April of 2021. Due to the complexity of the investigation and the involvement of multiple agencies, including the Texas Rangers, the Victoria Police Department, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and Matagorda County, evidence continued to be introduced to the case throughout the last 4 years between her murder and now. In July of last year, the defense attorney for Fernando Colin Acosta Jr., the main suspect in the case, sought a motion to exclude some pieces of evidence from the trial. About a month later, Judge Denise Fortenberry, who oversees the 130th Judicial District Court, denied the defense attorney's request. Jury selection begins this morning. The length of the trial is unknown and has the potential to span several weeks. The commissioners of Victoria County will meet at 10 this morning. Here are some items from the agenda. They'll hear a proclamation designating the week of April 7th as National Public Health Week. They'll also hear an update from the Victoria Regional Airport regarding employment numbers and current airport activities. They'll also consider the purchase of animal kennels for the Victoria County Animal Services facility. They meet on the second floor of the Victoria County Courthouse at 115 North Bridge Street in room 241. The jury summoned for 8:30 this morning has been canceled. This cancellation applies to the Justice of the Peace number 3 that's located at 111 North Glass Street. The Justice of the Peace number 3 jury will not be rescheduled. Victoria Transit and GC Transit will not run any public transportation in Victoria and DeWitt counties today. And it's all because of mandatory staff training. The buses will be back on the road Tuesday as usual. If you have questions, you can call 361-578-8775. Now to the case of a Maryland father mistakenly deported to a prison in Central America. A judge yesterday said the government's actions appear entirely lawless.
The legal battle over the Maryland man mistakenly deported to a notorious prison in El Salvador is intensifying.
Kilmer, if you can hear me, I miss you so much.
A federal judge yesterday refused to delay a deadline for the Trump administration to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the U.S. The administration acknowledges Abrego Garcia, a green card holder, was mistakenly put on a plane to El Salvador with more than 200 alleged gang members because of an administrative error. But the Attorney General stands by deporting him.
ICE has testified, members of ICE, that he is an MS-13 gang member.
The judge says the government has given no proof that Abrego Garcia was a gang member, saying the only evidence given includes his wearing of a Chicago Bulls hat and hoodie and a singular unsubstantiated allegation. The Trump administration is asking an appeals court to intervene, arguing because Abrego Garcia is in El Salvador, they cannot demand his return. And they say the judge has no power to order the U.S. government to even negotiate his return. Abrego Garcia's attorneys calling those claims meritless. Meanwhile, over the weekend, more than 1,200 protests against the Trump administration were held across the country, dubbed the Hands Off protest.
We have seen signs that say hands off our schools, hands off our bodies, hands off our Social Security. It seems everyone out here has a message about what they consider government overreach.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Another child with measles in the state has died. The Department of Health and Human Services confirmed the death late Saturday night. The school-aged child was recently diagnosed with the viral disease and died at University Medical Center's Children's Hospital in Lubbock. The hospital said in a statement Sunday morning that the child was not vaccinated against measles and had no known underlying health conditions. As of Friday, the Texas Department of State Health Services said 481 cases of measles have been confirmed. Calhoun County voters have a proposal on the May 3rd ballot that could impact health care in the county. The county is deciding over a proposal to create a new taxing district, creating a source of revenue for the local hospital system. If passed, the voters will then decide if they'll allow the board to choose a property tax. They'll have to choose between 10 to 40 cents per $100 valuation. Advocacy group Healthy Calhoun County says they're recommending the 10-cent valuation, which would raise $6.8 million in revenue the first year. CEO Aaron Clevenger says Memorial Medical has slowly sold unprofitable services, and now they only have crucial operations active. Calhoun County will decide on the issue during the May 3rd election. And it's just about 6:39 on our Monday morning. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. The transfer of custody of a local university now gaining momentum and support from local leaders.
I'm ABC's Perry Russom in Washington. There are fears of another massive sell-off today in the markets as we head into the first full week of Trump's tariffs. That story coming up.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast for today, going to be a bit of a cool one. Also a pretty nice day all across beautiful Texas. So coming up next, I'll tell you just how nice I think it'll be near you. Well, good morning, Crossroads. You're looking live and clear in Chile Cuero. We are all starting out that day in the low and mid 40s, so go ahead and grab that jacket if you're headed out the door this morning. Otherwise, dew point is 4 degrees off in the temperature at 42, bringing the humidity to 87%, so no need to worry about fog this morning. And I would say worry about that for the rest of this week, because we're going to have lots of dry air filtering in over our heads, bringing us a whole lot of sunshine. In fact, the whole time I've been talking, I've been pressing play on your future clouds with radar. You can see there's not a cloud in the sky all the way through tonight, all the way through tomorrow, Tuesday, and all the way through probably next Tuesday when we finally start picking up cloud cover by next week. But until that happens, the beaming sunshine today going to bring us a very nice day today and even nicer tomorrow. By noontime, temperatures already in the low mid 60s, but in the afternoon, we're looking for highs generally gradually heating to the low 70s and upper 60s today. I'm thinking about 71 actually in Victoria, 70 in Cuero for the high, and 70 today in Port Lavaca. Before overnight tonight, we're going to be dropping lows under more clear skies. It'll be another chilly morning. Lows dropping into the mid 40s before, like I said, tomorrow it's going to be even nicer with highs in the mid and upper 70s. So get out there and enjoy it. But in the background today, it is going to be slightly breezy, only slightly, not so bad in the morning, but gusting up to 20 miles an hour at times in the afternoon. And that's going to bring about another round of pollen today. Today we have high tree pollen and moderate grass pollen with the northerly winds bringing all of that pollen out of North Texas. So maybe go ahead and take an allergy pill, and very high UV indexes as well. And that's going to continue for the rest of this week with all kinds of sunshine that will warm us up later. And we'll look at all of that coming up next.
The American Junior Golf Association wrapped up their Victoria, Texas tournament at Riverside this past weekend, and we got a chance to see the future of golfers right here in action. And a big congratulations to Naomi Kuntz and Ben Montreal. Kuntz finished with 224 strokes and an impressive performance in the second round with 17 birdies. Montreal had 217 strokes. His performance also saw him shine in the second round as well. Here's a word from the tournament champions.
Yeah, feels great. I mean, put a lot of hard work into this, so really thankful for this opportunity to compete out here. Yeah, I was definitely patient around the golf course today. You know, kept it simple, especially in the wind. It really helped me out a lot out there. And yeah, really grateful for this opportunity and glad I completed the job today.
Feels really good. I feel really proud of myself for winning the tournament. I was pretty patient. I didn't get ahead of myself or anything. I got a lot of pars this last round, which was good. That's all I really wanted. And yeah, I was just happy with how my attitude stayed level.
And we can expect the AJGA to be back here in Victoria the next 2 years as they renewed their contract right here in Victoria. But that does it for your 25 News Now Sports. Until next time, I'm Ray Robinson.
Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Investors are preparing for another dark day on Wall Street. Stock futures overnight falling 1,500 points. The market free fall in response to the president's tariffs. Also new this morning, a senior administration official confirms that the president will speak with the Japanese prime minister later today. President Trump has imposed a 25% tariff on foreign cars by Wednesday. Other Japanese goods will face a 24% tariff from the U.S.
This morning, investors bracing for another day of massive sell-offs as President Trump's tariffs head into their first full week.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something.
Before the start of trading this morning, stock futures overnight at one point falling 1,500 points. Some investors warning of a possible Black Monday, referencing the market collapse in 1987.
We've gone from a record high in the stock market to a market that's down double digits. Probably the fastest massive sell-off that we've ever seen, with no end in sight.
The Trump administration argues the reciprocal tariffs will create American manufacturing, boost revenue, and ease the U.S.'s financial deficits with other countries. Trump's economic advisor on This Week saying more than 50 countries have reached out to start negotiating.
They're doing that because they understand that they bear a lot of the tariff. And so I don't think that you're going to see a big effect on the consumer in the U.S.
Most economists disagree. Analysts say Americans could see higher prices on some goods in a week to 10 days.
I've got some friends and family that have been telling me you should stock up on like certain essential items.
One industry group warns about 97% of the clothes and shoes bought in the U.S. are imported. Walmart, Gap, Lululemon, and Nike, just some of the companies with a majority of their clothing made in Asian countries. Trump speaking last night on Air Force One after playing in a golf tournament this weekend at his course in Jupiter, Florida.
How was the golf tournament?
Very good, because I won.
There is a push on Capitol Hill to rein in these tariffs, but to do so, it would take Republicans to break from Trump. So far, it does not look like that will happen. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code on your screen to take part. We want to know, did you stock up on any items before the tariffs went into effect? Okay, let's take a look. 18% of you say yes and 82% of you say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. The next steps are being taken in a potential move of the University of Houston Victoria to the Texas A&M University system. Supporters say it could mean more jobs, new degree programs, and major growth for the region. On Thursday, the Texas Senate Committee held a meeting to discuss the proposed transfer. This possible transition is part of Senate Bill 2361, a legislative effort originally introduced 14 years ago. Now, with strong backing from both state and local leaders and an identical bill filed in the House, the proposal is gaining momentum. If the bill passes, the transfer would begin on June 1st, with the official transition taking effect on September 1st of this year. The time is now 6:47 on our Monday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, how cuts to an agency within the CDC could jeopardize worker safety. Time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Jeremy. Happy birthday to my son, Jeremy. Have a blessed day. I love you.
Oh, happy birthday, Jeremy. And also happy birthday to Michael. Happy birthday, Michael. You're amazing in every way. Lots of love from Mom and Dad.
Happy birthday to Noah. Happy birthday, son. Mom and Dad love you.
I'm loving all these sweet pictures. Happy birthday, Noah. And also happy birthday to Chelsea. Happy 21st birthday. You are always a light to be around and the life of the party. We love you and hope you always keep sharing your smile.
Happy birthday to Timothy. Happy 25th birthday, Tim, and many more years to come. Love sister, mom, niece, brother, and aunts. We all love you.
Happy birthday, Timothy. And he'll only come out at night. And he's also celebrating a birthday today. John Oates of Hall & Oates fame is 77 today. Happy birthday, John. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, just head on over to crossroadstoday.com, click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
All right, the time is now 6:48 on our Monday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today.
That's right, happy birthday, or if you celebrated over the weekend, happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I'm sure a lot of y'all saw that 7-day forecast a few moments ago, and you saw nothing but sunny skies for the rest of this week and no rain chances, unfortunately. What's that all about? Anything coming away next week, maybe? Maybe. I think there might be a chance for that. We'll look at that here in a second, because where is all the sunshine coming from this week? Well, looking at your satellite, you can see over Texas, it is pretty much clear as glass, crystal clear out there right now, thanks to the last system that we had talked about all last week that brought us the cold front this weekend. That's why it's chilly out there. Now you can actually see the remnants of that starting to push out into the Gulf right now, with the main system still pushing out into the northeastern coast, bringing them some showers actually over in Florida, and also a fire threat, kind of a 2-in-1 thing over there today. But if we zoom out over the rest of the country, we can see more dry, clear skies that is currently over the Rocky Mountains. That's going to filter into our area over the next 48 to 72 hours, because northerly winds will bring that into our area. But if we look over the coast, we have another big system over there right now, a big monstrous upper level low pressure system. And like over the last couple of weeks, I'm sure you probably think that's going to bring us cloud cover and rain chances. However, this one is not going to be coming off the middle or the southern Rockies. This one's going to come off the northern Rockies. As you can see right here, here's Thursday, and that's going to bring us some northwesterly winds coming off the mountains, keeping our skies nice, dry, and clear, sunny. And then here comes that second system. There's another one out there in the Pacific. That one is going to come off the mid-mountains and bring us rain chances for Tuesday, Wednesday. But until that happens, we're looking at all sorts of sunshine this week, and we'll look at all that more later on Sunrise.
Recent cuts to a small agency within the CDC has experts concerned about the safety of many workers. The National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health was established in 1970 to ensure every worker has safe and healthy working conditions. On Tuesday, an estimated 2/3 of its staff was cut. The mass firings wiped out divisions that were focused on the health and safety of miners, firefighters, and healthcare workers. One of the immediate consequences was that ongoing investigations to ensure the safety of life-saving breathing equipment were immediately stopped. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is touting the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine as the most effective way to prevent someone from catching measles. Texas is among more than 20 states that have recorded measles cases this year, so far this year. Before taking on his role as HHS Secretary, Kennedy had previously stated that no vaccine is safe and effective. He now denies that he is an anti-vaxxer. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. President Trump and the Prime Minister of Israel will take part in a press conference. The White House announced on Sunday that the President and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will participate in a press conference today. The visit comes as Israel deploys troops in a new security corridor across Gaza to continue pressuring the Hamas militant group. They're set to discuss tariffs, efforts to return hostages, Israel and Turkey relations, the Iranian threat, and Netanyahu's battle against the International Criminal Court. Parts of Kentucky continue to feel the impacts of flash floods. Weather conditions caused mudslides, road closures, and flash floods in several areas. Officials say log congestion in the Clarks River also contributed to the flooding around certain county areas. Emergency officials reached out to residents for possible evacuation. The Victoria Central Appraisal District is reaching out to the community with a series of informative property tax sessions. They're aimed at educating residents on how property is appraised, how to apply for exemptions, and how to navigate the appeals process. 3 outreach meetings are scheduled, 2 on April 16th at 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., and a final one on April 23rd at 6 p.m. All events will take place at the Dr. Petty Dodson Public Health Center. Officials are encouraging residents to attend, to ask questions, and learn more about how the property tax system works. To learn more, call 361-576-3621. The Texas Senate panel approves a $500 million infusion for film incentives. The bill would add more than double the amount of money that the state spends to lure film and television projects, and has the backing of Texas movie stars, including Matthew McConaughey. You can read the story by the Texas Tribune on crosswordstoday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And we have a cinema-worthy sunrise that we're waking up to over Port Lavaca. Parker.
Oh my goodness.
Look at how beautiful that is.
Look at this, y'all. We have got all sorts of colors, and look at that over the distance and over the waters. Like I was talking about earlier, that stratus deck is starting to slowly push away from us, all thanks to that system we had talked about all last week. It's now pushing up to the northeastern coast. Now, what is that going to leave us with? All sorts of sunshine today, so grab those sunglasses if you're headed out the door today. And also grab a jacket. It's a little bit chilly out there, starting at about 46 in Port Lavaca. And if you think that's chilly, we got some of us that are dipping into the low 40s. Some of us earlier were in the upper 30s earlier this morning, so definitely grab a jacket. But this afternoon, it is going to be a beautiful day. Like I said, lots of sunshine. That's going to bring us up to about 70 this afternoon in Port Lavaca. A little bit dry as well, humidity between 20 to 30%, so maybe apply some chapstick. Otherwise, only a degree warmer in Victoria. I'm thinking 71 today, and about the same as Port Lavaca and Cuero. I'm thinking 70. But if that's not warm enough for you, maybe that's a tad cool. Well, we're going to be warming up for the rest of this week. All thanks to what? All sorts of sunshine all the way into early next week.
All right, thank you, Parker, and thank you all for being with us. Join Shana, Dawn, Maclovia, and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10, and stay tuned for Good Morning America as the stock market is about to open.